That testimony actually that she gave in that affidavit, in that case, I could have been called to court. I should have been called to court because what she said, that was not so. I know because I was with him all the time right up until this stuff ended up happening. Hey guys, what it is, I am back, and I was telling you about how I was going to start getting into the public defender and his role in actually getting that wrongful conviction for Marchello. And as I went to write all my ideas out, first off, y'all, only got this bun on for y'all. I only put it on for y'all. Soon as this video's done, I'm pulling that thing off. So y'all are special. Anyway, so I'm going to read to you the list of things that I came up with because I was writing out all my ideas. I want to know what videos exactly I want to make. I want to stop winging this. Not that I was winging it from the beginning, but each time I do a video, upload a video, just like my Sean Cannell courses say, just each video needs to get 1% better. If you get 1% better with each upload, you're doing good. And I think I'm getting 1% better as we go. Okay, so I'm going to read to you the topics. And when I thought about it, I'm like, dang, that's actually a list of all the things that this man did wrong. And as I'm looking at it, the list is long as heck. So this is just an overview, like a table of contents, if you will. But these are a lot of things that, show you, build the case that this guy was not working for Marchello at all. Okay, so I'm going to read to you the list of things. All right, so the first thing, actually, how can I do this? Let's change sides, maybe. My background got my little shelf thing, and that's not that cute. Let me see how I could figure this out. Okay. So I'm going to read. Maybe if I just cleared the shelf off. Okay. I'm going to start this video off with what actually happened after I contacted that public defender 11 years later. And I guess I could tell a little bit of this story. I want to go deeper into it. But long story, very, very short. I will tell it in its entirety later. But when Marchello was sent away, the public defender was like, oh, don't worry about it. He'll only do about 10 years. And I'm like, 10 years? He's like, yeah, he'll only do about 10 years on that time. So really 10 years later, 11 years later, matter of fact, I was like, hey, what happened to the 10 years? What happened? What's going on? So I contacted the public defender back, and I called. I had got in touch with his legal secretary, and the secretary was like, okay, she took my information, this, and that, and she said he will get back to you. So because I was kind of explaining, because she was like, can I help you? And my bad. That's for the other video. Why am I going so deep into it? No, that's later. I'll tell you later. But anyway, all in all, this man contacted me back. I was like, what's going on? It's been over 10 years. You said he would only do about 10 years. And he was like, well, first of all, which was crazy, I did not think he remembered me nor Marchello. As I went on to explain, I started out trying to explain who I was, and he was like, I know who you are. I know who he is. I will never forget that case. And I'm like, wow, okay. He was like, yeah, that case is why I don't even do criminal law anymore, because of that case. He said back then, all they were doing was railroading black men. That's all they were doing. And he said he no longer had it in his heart to do that. crazy. 11 years later. That's what that man told me on that phone. Okay, but I'm going to go into a list. So that was the first bullet point of his defense. Like you're pretty much admitting that. Anyway, let me get into this list before my phone cuts off. Okay, so after that, what he said to me 11 years later, first, the initial public defender that was switched. When Marchello first went to trial, they gave both parties the same public defender. And the public defender had said that he cannot, defend both sides of the trial, opposing, sides of the trial. So he's going to have to get rid of one of his clients, which was Marchello. I wonder what role that played in it. Like maybe we would have gotten better defense, but who knows, with public defenders, but we may have gotten a better defense with the other. But he was switched initially. Okay, 2, the public defender just wanted Marchello to plea. That's all he just kept on harping on. Just take the plea, take the 17 years, take it. Like, really, why didn't we build defense? Why weren't we spending any of that time trying to build this case? All it was, are you going to take the plea? No. Are you going to take the plea? No. Are you going to take the plea? No. Take the plea, take the plea, Like, really? That's it? That's all you want? Take the plea? Okay, number 3. He wouldn't call witnesses to court because they were said to not be credible. But after Marchello was convicted of this crime, he served me papers right outside the courtroom saying, here, this is something that helped convict Marchello. And you know what that something was? It was a written statement from that witness that he told was not credible and could not be called to court, but they took her written affidavit. Like, that makes completely no sense. I don't even know if that's... How do you do that? I don't understand that. But that testimony, actually, that she gave in that affidavit, in that case, I could have been called to court. I should have been called to court. Because what she said, that was not so. I know because I was with him all the time right up until this stuff ended up happening. Number 4, there were letters that I found that I turned in to the public defender. I gave them to him. It was concerning that witness, and I don't know what happened to those letters. Those letters told a lot, and most likely the public defender destroyed them. They were never brought up. They were never shown in court, nothing. Us being stupid, we should have copied those letters. We should have did something. Why give the originals to this man? He should have only held a copy. But that just goes to show how we really believed in him, thought, oh my God, if I can go back and slap myself, but I can't. And slap Marchello too. I need to slap him too. Shoot. Anyways. Okay. Number 5. Oh, I already touched on that. How did I get to that? That was what was served to me post-conviction about a witness that, in respects to his whereabouts when he was actually with me. This person lied and said that he was with them, and he was not with them. He was with me. They were basically saying that he was about to commit a robbery, as they were together, and they were not together because he was with me in my presence. But I think I just repeated that one. But hey, it needs to go deeper into that. Number 6, not pulling surveillance cameras. Like, why didn't they pull the surveillance cameras? Even if Marchello was lying, wouldn't you want to pull them so that you can know that, oh yeah, he's lying? They wouldn't pull them. They said they did not have enough money to pull it. Okay. Him telling Marchello to lie on the witness stand. He advised Marchello in a lie, and Marchello just kept going against him, was like, no, no, I can't say that. And he was like, yeah, you're going to have to say this. And so he was coercing Marchello into lies. He told Marchello that it would be best if he did not take the witness stand. Marchello definitely wanted to take the witness stand. He wanted to defend himself. He wanted to tell what happened in his own words. But the lawyer, the public defender, kept convincing him that you don't want to take that witness stand. Okay? The public defender himself lying. He lied, and I knew he was lying. It was certain things that he was lying about. He said he didn't even know Marchello had a family or a child. How is that? You see my child every single time, like trying to play Marchello off as somebody that, he's this rough thug that nobody cares about anyway. Like you knew, stop lying. But he lied about certain things. And that just goes back to his credibility. Number 10 is his very weak defense. Oh my gosh. He might as well not even put up a defense. The defense that he put up was so weak. And it was based around a smiley face. It was the weakest defense ever. All the stuff that they had in Marchello's favor, he didn't bring forth none of that. He put up this weak defense. So that is number 10. Number 11 is his weird and crazy interactions with the prosecutor. Like, dude, I know, like, that's crazy. Like, you would think they had some type of relationship outside of being a prosecutor and a public defender. Like, the way they were just laughing and giggling with each other in between, like, recess and in between, like, the court sessions. And I'm like, dang, that made me think this was like a soap opera. And that's like the commercial, like, that's behind the scenes. But in real life, hey, no, my client didn't do this. But behind the scenes, y'all laughing and giggling, like, that was crazy. Like, that made no sense. I know they had some type of relationship. It could have been buddy. It could have been whatever. But there was something deeper than prosecutor and public defender. And he didn't look at all as though he was against her. It looked as though they were on the same side. Crazy. The number 11 thing that actually makes me believe that this guy was not working in Marchello's favor was the point that he went out of town to go get these two witnesses / victims. They did not want nothing to do with this crime. They moved to 2 different states outside of Florida. They left after this crime happened. Alleged crime happened. They left. They didn't show up to the first trial at all. They didn't want nothing to do with it. So Marchello's own public defender said he's going to go out of town and try to get them to come to court. Now, that made no sense to me because they were saying that if they didn't show up for the second trial, they would have to drop all charges against Marchello. So how is it that Marchello's own lawyer is trying to get them to come to trial? That is not in his client's best interest. That was kind of crazy. But then it also led me to think, how the heck you got money to be getting on planes and stuff? 2, because you had to go to this state, then you had to go to that state to go get these people. But yet you don't have enough money. You told me you didn't have enough money to pull 7-Eleven surveillance. How? So you used your own pocket money to go out of town to go get these people to court? Really? That don't make sense. Oh, I think I put them together. So that was 11 and 12. It was him going out of town to get them. And then the 12 was that's going against your client's own best interest. That doesn't make sense. So those are going to be separate videos. Okay, number 13 is he told us that he couldn't have defended Marchello no more than he did. Like, he said he went to bat for Marchello. And even if he was a paid lawyer, because we thought that, hey, the reason we got this result was because we didn't go to court with a paid lawyer. Because remember that paid lawyer that we had at first, he got Marchello off on bond, but we couldn't afford to keep him. And when that lawyer found out that the trial was lost, he was like, huh? How could he have lost such an easy case? And that guy was excellent. I just kept on, I kept saying how I was going to raise enough money to finally get him. I believe it was 2017. He did pass away, though. Rest in peace. But he was an awesome guy. And he said that he believed Marchello was innocent. So I wanted to go into that on number 13. Yeah, he said if we had paid him, he wouldn't have. So he was trying to say it's not you're getting this lousy defense because you're not paying me. I'm doing the best I can do, which I know is not the reason. If we were a paid client, he may have took this serious, but because we didn't have money, and a lot of legal issues depend on you having money. It doesn't make sense, but that's what it is. Number 14, I want to kind of dig and research on this public defender. What is his track record? Is there a lot of convictions behind him? Is it a lot of, more so, is there a lot of pleas behind him? Because I believe a lot of his clients probably didn't go to trial. They probably pleaded out. There's a lot of lawyers that are known to just want you to take pleas. So was he one of those that have a whole lot of clients that did pleas? Or did they all take it to trial and lose like Marchello? Wonder. Number 15. Why wasn't he the one that filed? Now, I don't know if this is how it's supposed to go or what, but why wasn't he the one that filed the appeal for Marchello? Because he told us, like, as soon as it was over and he lost this case, he was like, no, you got to get somebody else. You got to get somebody that's going to fight for his life. Like, why didn't he continue on in the appeals process? And instead, we ended up getting turned over to an appeals public defender for the appellate court, and you know how that turned out. Oh, yeah, that does tie into number 15. So he went to the appeals public defender, and that didn't do any good. The man was saying that he didn't have any money. He didn't do anything. He did zero. Zero. That's all he did. He didn't do anything. And Marchello was never granted the appeal because I guess he did zero. It was like Marcello's life was in their hands. You see that? Look at my hand. Marcello's life was like that. And they were like, throw it away. Yeah. Didn't matter. Almost like an ant. Now you step on an ant or kill an ant and you don't really care because it's an ant. That's what it seems like. Oh, and I jumped ahead of myself. So number 16 was actually what Marcello's initial lawyer said, that first paid wasn't public defender. First paid awesome attorney said that he was like, this case, there's no way that he should have lost this case. They didn't have evidence against Marchello. They have no tangible evidence. And you got the eyewitnesses, but the eyewitnesses admit on the stand in court that they were drinking that night. They were drinking the night in question, and they say they quickly sobered up, and they ID'd Marchello. And going into an ID, it was no ID lineup. From what we heard, it was a picture, and they showed the picture. Is this the guy? Yes, that's the guy. That's it. And lastly, number 17. I want to find out more about, because remember, this man said he's not a public defender. He said he's a crime specialist. That leads me to think that you have some type of specialty in that division. So it's like, I want to challenge that, because if you're that good, how do you lose this case? How? Why? Why, matter of fact. I don't think it's how. We know how. But why? Why? And I know the why. I wonder, do you know the why? Why did he lose Marcello's case? And he's a crime specialist. All right, so that's it for now. I told Marcello, I let him hear the little list. He's excited because he's like, "Thank you for advocating for me." And I'm like, "It's not even that. That sounds like business client advocating for him. That's what that sounds like. That is my heart. I've had to live without my heart for years. I'm tired of living without my heart. I'm tired of being silenced. Keita, let go what you want most in life. Telling him to let go and just accept this. This is captivity. Why does he have to be held just captive? Why? Just let that go? If that's the case, if you were held captive, or if your love that you living life with is just taken from you, do you just let it go? And if you do, I don't think you love that person that much. If you do, you can't love them that much as you say, if you just let it go. So I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight until I either can't find no more hope from nowhere, or until I take my last breath. Hopefully, I ain't got to fight like that. I can get people to start helping me fight, and mentioning his name. And if the least you can do, you can share one of my videos. You can like it. If you don't want to like it, if you don't want to share it, you can watch it. I get watch time hours. If I get more watch time hours, YouTube will start showing it to other people. So there's multiple ways you can help. You can sign the petition that's in the description box. There's many ways you can help. If you're embarrassed to be a part of it, then there's silent ways you can help. There's big ways you can help. There's so much you can do in this situation. Don't think that I just wish I can help, or you can help me. You can help me. You can. So please, if you can, just ask me, Keita, how can I help? And I'll let you know. You can help. Thank you. It's your girl, Cadillac. I almost forgot. Like usual, I got a song about that. This was actually my very first song that I wrote about Marcello and his case. Crazy. I called him my baby daddy. That was the name of the song. For the longest, I called it my baby daddy. But anyway, here we go. I'm just going to give you a little bit of it. They picked him up and locked him up, gave him a case number, humiliate him, son. They sent him away without no bond, changed his name to a DC number, gave him one call to his mom. Tell him we ain't taking this, need to tell him we can't have this here. They picked him up and locked him up, gave him a case number, humiliate him, son. They sent him away without no bond, changed his name to a DC number, gave him one call to his mama. We need to tell him we ain't taking this. Tell him we can't have this here. It's too bad he had a public defender, a prison deliverer. Took his felony case to trial. Now we sitting back wondering how he didn't get acquitted. They had no gun, no prints, no evidence. Yeah. It's your girl, Cadillac. What's up, you guys? It is Saturday, the 9th of January. Looking rough as usual. Just getting out the house. I've been up since like 6 a.m. I was awoken, first of all, I've been up since like 6 a.m. I woke up to, I watched the ID channel, woke up to this story of a guy that was wrongfully convicted. And it just woke me up and made me think maybe I was supposed to hear that. I woke up from nowhere. And so I've been up ever since. I did put out my yesterday I put out my little video, lost video from Vlogmas about Starbucks taste testing. I put the portion that where Marchello called in the middle and interrupted it, and then got mad because I was with other people. Crazy. But I put that on my channel, and then I put the full taste testing on my cousin's channel. It's all linked together. Y'all can check out them playlists, check out his page, my page, everybody page. Just show love. Like, I mean, people show you love. And if you are a creator or whatever, you needed, if you're big, you needed someone to help you. If you're not big, for you to get big, you need somebody to help you, which means, of course, I need somebody to help me. And the way that you help people are by watching the content that they post. For a creator, it doesn't feel good to make things that nobody watches, nobody looks at. It's like you're just doing the most and people are just ignoring you. That's what it feels like, and that's what it really is. It boils down to you're doing it for nothing. And I know they say you have to have the passion to just do stuff for nothing, but be real. Who wants to do anything for nothing? Do you want to go to your 9 to 5 for nothing? No, you don't. You don't want donations, and you don't want to do volunteer work. You want to get paid. Okay, so I want Marchello free. I do my YouTube because I want him free. I create because I am a graphic designer. I am a creative. I am an artist, and I would like to not have to always do my art for free. So for me to move up, you got to be known. It's about who knows you, not even just who you know. Because I know a lot of people, but they're not giving me the time of day. So that doesn't matter. Who I know is who knows me and who's willing to help. So, yeah, got up. Let me hurry up. Anyway, y'all see the little gray hair. The hair is getting ridiculous, but we're out of Vlogmas. So I still am going to vlog a little bit, but I got a video I want to put out. I ended up getting up and made me a couple of little fish stick planks and got to just try to somewhat organized all that stuff I brought from the storage, because now that's overwhelming. I am on my vacation, and my vacation was supposed to be about getting my YouTube in order, getting it all organized, getting out as much content, all the backlog content that I have, new content, anything I have. And that's my new slogan start of this year. The first part of this year is finishing what I started. Anything I started, I want to finish it. Let's finish it up. I got a whole bunch of stuff, so that's going to take a while to finish up whatever I have. But one project at a time, one thing at a time. So I got back to the YouTube doing Marchello's case, because everything you think about it, I started rapping, I started artwork, I started a lot of that stuff just because I wanted to tell Marchello's case. But it kind of got sidetracked, and I started doing the rap. It's still in my heart was for Marchello, but because other people were influencing, saying, oh, people don't want to keep hearing stories about Marchello and this and that. We want to hear stories about this and that. So all my stuff got sidetracked, but it all still had the same goal, that if anything ever happens, then I would be able to, in turn, tell his story. Just like Eminem, you could tell he had a whole nother story he wanted to tell, but he had to come out a certain way for people to for him to get recognition first. Then they was like, what do you have to say? And they listened to what he had to say. All right, anyways, took it on inside the house at my dad's house because the video did stop. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead. I already got the stuff ready. I got to go up to FedEx and go print out the next. Now, I was sending Marchello the pages of that book because he was going to do he was going to go ahead and edit the content. And so we were doing it where I would send him a envelope. I guess you can get 10 pages in an envelope. It used to be 10 pages. I don't know if they've changed rules or not. I've been a prison wife forever. So when they upload. So when they make updates to old rules or make new rules, I don't know. All I know is what we always knew. Heck. So yeah. So it used to be 10 pages per envelope. So I just stick to that 10 pages. It hasn't been really a problem. So I just got it in a PDF so he gets 20 pages front and back. So we thought at first we were sending it to make sure that he's able to receive it. It was like he would wait, and once he got the envelope, I would send the next envelope. But this book is long. It's like 300 some plus pages. So we're going to go ahead. Marchello was like, just send him 2 envelopes at a time, which is going to be 40 pages. And it'll be easier for him to edit in that manner. And he did ask me to increase the font size because he was like, that's a little bit too small to put his different edits in there. So all right, so that is what we are doing. I won't make the post office because it is Saturday. Post office closes early. So as long as I make it to the FedEx, Kinko's, to get my PDF printed, then I already have some envelopes in my little not trapper keeper. Oh my God, I'm really telling y'all how old I am. But that's okay. The little gray hair tells you. I guess I'm not even ashamed of how old I am. I'm up there, but look at the gray. Look at this gray. Oh, where's that gray hair? I don't see it no more. Maybe it's because I'm like facing the light now, but I don't see it. But anyway, gray hair means that you done went through some things. So I'm gonna go ahead and embrace it, whatever. But headed out to the FedEx, and then eventually out of my what do you call it if it's not a trapper keeper, my binder. Out of my binder. Y'all remember trapper keepers? Man, they had the coolest designs. Oh my goodness. And then it had the little Velcro where you could flip open the little portfolio thing. Y'all know a trapper keeper? Man, I couldn't get the ones I wanted though, because those was top dollar, and Mom was like, you getting what's on sale. But yeah, so I already have envelopes that are inside. I try to keep stamps and envelopes inside of my little binder that I carry in my bag. All right, guys, it's your girl Cadillac. This is exactly what I'm telling you about. If for no reason things just don't work out right, I got those pages ready to go print out for Marchello. Usually FedEx, Kinko's, they have something that says print and go. You just forward it to the email. They send you a confirmation. You put the confirmation into the printer. You press print and you're good to go. How about I did that at like 12 something. I get here at 2:30 something, ready to print my document, head back to the house because I left my sister there. Somebody's watching her. But I want to finish that rant real quick before I do my hair, because me, my daughter, and my nephew is going to the Dollar Movie. So, and I really want to do that video about Marchello. I want to look presentable for that video. So, yeah, so I get there. I'm thinking I'm just going to print and go. That's what it says. So, I had told somebody I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go print this document, and I'll be right back. So she stayed with my sister. I get there, and they have you send it to something, say print and go. Usually you get your confirmation code. You put your confirmation code inside the computer, the little printer, and then it'll bring up your document. Then from there you can choose whether you want it in color, black and white, what size you want it on, what orientation you want, landscape, whatever, and if you want it on front and back. So usually I just go in, it's really quickly. And today I sent it 2 hours ago. It's 2:30 and they're like, no, we haven't received it. So I'm like, usually before I can even get to the FedEx, I got my confirmation code. So, okay, not gonna worry. I said, do you think I should send it again? Yeah, go ahead, send it again. I sent it again to the print and go. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Doesn't come through. So then finally she's like, okay, this is the email address here. Send it here. So I go to type in the email address she gave me because I have printed in that manner before and I have emailed them before. It pops up. I click it, I send it, and they're like, nothing's coming through. You sure that's your email address? You sure you typed it right? And I'm like, I know I typed it right, but I'll try it again. So instead of pressing the options that pop up for the previous people you sent it to, I typed in their email address, numbers, like character by character. I know it's right. I'm showing them. I'm like, look, you can see the emails that you correspond with people back and forth. It shows that I've sent you it twice. It says sent, it went through. It shows the print to go twice. So they're like, okay, we'll take care of it. So I'm thinking at this point, maybe they finna pass me the little document for free because of all it is. Like, this is way too much when things are supposed to be easy in my life. I don't know why. It just is. It's like, if it's a one-step process, it's 20 steps for me, and I don't get that. And when I get frustrated and get annoyed and get negative and say, well, I should have expected that, then people, oh, you're negative. It's because you're negative. Baby, I had no expectations about this. Actually, I was positive because I thought I was going in, getting my document, and getting up out of there. So then finally they're like, oh, well, you could purchase a jump drive, a thumb drive, and then save it on that. And I'm like, I left my document on the computer that's at the house that I have, the desktop computer. So then it came to me really quickly that when you email something, you can email from the previous, email. You can attach an attachment from there. So I'm like, let me try to do that. Trying to do that on my phone. My phone's going dead. That's added on top. Phone is going dead. Their internet is slow. I can't get service in there. So I said, let me step out. Let me put my phone in the charger. No problem. I'm finna send this to you. So finally, it came to the end where I got my whole purse and bag and laptop set up in FedEx. I had to download the PDF from the last email, the numerous emails I sent them, numerous emails I sent them. Save it on my thumb drive, then take it to the printer, and then do all my selections on my document side, this, and that. That took me 35 minutes. That was not a print and go. That was a print and stay. Here's your girl Cadillac. Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm back. Excuse the little braids that's sticking out. I just rebraided them. See? Just rebraided them. Here's still a little bit moist or whatever. But I really would love to braid the whole thing, but I know I ain't got no time for that. But excuse them sticking out. I'm about to boil a little water and dip them so that, they can become more flexible or whatever. But anyway, so after going to the FedEx and going through all that mess just to try to get that stuff out, my dad had wanted a sub, so I went out to get him a sub, and he wanted Publix. So Publix subs, y'all know about the Publix deli. Y'all know, already know. Anyway, so we was all finna get subs or whatever. So I had like 4 different subs. I get confused and overwhelmed and anxious. And most time, like when you go in a place and order that many subs, a lot of times you get attitude because they're like, whew. But anyway, the deli person there, they hooked me up. They had the best attitude. Like, oh my gosh. It was like, and the way she did it was just so freaking, like, it was so just efficient, the way that she did all the subs and stuff. and put all of the stuff on the side. It was nice, and it was refreshing to get somebody that didn't have an attitude, or even a nice nasty attitude. You know, they really mad at you, but they have to, okay ma'am, but blah blah blah, you know. But no, she genuinely was nice. She was saying how she loved to cook, and I said that, oh, that's cool, and she wants to have her little cupcake business, and that's great. I'm like, wow, do it, just do it. Anything y'all want to do, you got to do it now. You might think I'm not the one to talk, but I am the one to talk, because no matter what I ever wanted to do in life, you can never say I have not went after it. I've went after every dream I've ever had. So I can give you that advice. Do it now. If I hadn't have did it then, look how long I've been doing it. You don't know how long it's going to take you to get to where you want to be. So the more you put it off, the more you're delaying yourself from getting to where you want to be. That point blank period. But I just wanted to come in and let you know that there are some people that are still genuine out there. If you have a job, just be, I mean, like, I have a job. We have to be grateful for our jobs and stuff, because everybody's struggling right now. But still, don't treat your customers like they're less than, because your job really honestly depends on your customers. And right now, you want customers, you want guests, you want people coming in to visit you. If they don't, they probably gonna send you home. So why you got such a bad attitude? Like, please. 2021, let's love each other. Stop all this crazy, like, nonsense. Like, if anything, like Joel says, if it's not a life or death decision, and we just have to let it go. And I know I really got to work on that. Just let it go. Let's come on now. We all trying to get somewhere. All right. Oh, I'll be right back. I'm about to boil these little braids. I guess I'll let y'all see that. All right. It's your girl. Oh, wait. What I'm stopping it for? Hold on. I forgot. Okay, yesterday, when I started doing these videos, like actually getting into Marcello's case and stuff, it was like, I don't know. I took just a minute. Let me show you. I got my notebook that I take everywhere. It's inside my binder. Everywhere I go, I got my notebook in my binder. I got some, oh wait, where is it? Where is it? I keep envelopes in my binder just in case I got to send Marcello something. I got stamps, somewhere up in this binder. Keep those. So I stay on the go. For me, I got too much going on, too much. So I take my binder and I date it. My notebook, and I date it, and I keep track of everything that I have to do, because I do way too darn much. I want to get myself somewhere and sit the heck down. I want to sit down somewhere. 2021, the year I sit my butt down. Yes, I want to sit down. Okay, so what I did yesterday, I was awakened to this, it's crazy. I watch ID. Oh, they going too far out. Okay, I was awakened to ID channel. I watched that all day long. But it was this one episode where the guy was wrongfully convicted. He's in California. He was on death row. But he was wrongfully convicted. And it was like everybody was saying, first off, they said it was 3 people, but it was he was one. So the eyewitness, the evidence, everything said 3 people, but they worked it. It's like they was trying to work the case around what they had. And he was just one person. And they were fine with arresting that one person and charging them with this crime. The person that really was said to have done the crime, his girlfriend had said that she believes that he did it because he came in with some bloody overalls and this and that. And they dismissed her. They dismissed her, and later she died, but they still had her testimony. It was like everything they were saying. It was so much more saying that this man on death row did not do it than even evidence that he did. That's crazy how they do that, but they do that. Listen, if you don't know they do that, they do that. They build cases around an individual. They don't always just sit up and say, oh, okay, here's the case. Let's go find the pieces. No, they take the person, they build the case around the person, which what type of justice is that? That ain't justice. But, well, it could be just us. You could call it that, but it ain't justice. But, so it was so crazy where the man was talking about he just had gave up hope because he was on there for years. I think it was almost 30 something years. He was on death row. And he was like he had done gave up hope because ain't nothing happening no matter what they even had DNA. They said the shirt that they have, they refused to test it for this other guy's DNA. When they saying they sure that could just, set in the mind like whether this person is 100% innocent or 100% guilty. They won't do that. I'm like, that's crazy. They push it so they get behind these bogus like these bogus things, and then they stand behind it. Like, please, is there no human inside of you? So they up there so Kim Kardashian, other celebrities and stuff got behind them, and now the governor there is actually, gonna test the DNA in the shirt. But it's so crazy that you have to get a story big before you can get justice. That makes no sense. Because number one, I'm gonna tell you, it's hard as heck to get your loved one's story big. It's like winning the lottery. Every other person, and maybe not even every other, then that person gets their loved one story out. I've been trying for years, since 2006, and still have not scratched the surface. People still don't know who Marchello Jackson is, and they still don't know that he's wrongfully convicted and sitting in prison for no goddamn reason and needs to be immediately released. But who knows that besides me and you? And I would love, please, somebody tell me, are you riding with me? Are you with me? Like, somebody's watching my videos. Somebody somewhere. I know it ain't a lot of y'all, but the view count is going up. So if you with me, please let me know so I can know I'm not sitting here talking to myself or this iPhone right here. But anyway, that gave me new motivation. And I was like, yeah, I gotta keep fighting. I realized Marchello may not come home. He may not. And that's a very hard pill for me to swallow. He don't come home, that means I wasted almost 20 years of my life fighting for him. But what I came to, the conclusion I came to, maybe I was put in this position not to ever have Marchello, which is very cruel. I hate that thought. But maybe it possibly would have been so I walked in these shoes so that I can fight for justice for others. That possibly could be my purpose. So now I'm trying to take on the mindset that even if Marchello never comes home, this still has to be my purpose. How could it not be? This is all I've been dealing with for all these years. But since I've been grown, this is the biggest issue that's been in my life. This is what's haunted me night, day, month after month, year after year. This is what's haunted me. And his kids growing up in these situations. See, you probably don't care nothing about me. Girl, move on with your life. But what about the children of these inmates? What about them? Are they not important? Like, it's more than just, just the what you see that's affected. So I got to tell my story. I got to tell my story. And I'm going to put it out here. Who knows what'll happen? I mean, from my track record, not too much going to happen. But, I just got to, tell my story. So, and let y'all know that this fake form of justice that y'all think is there, it's not really there. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. So, I was writing my notebook and I was getting ready my video ideas because I'm finna hit it hard as I could, About to go back to work soon though. That's gonna be kind of tough. Hopefully I can balance doing this and work, but it might slack down a little bit just because I have to work. But I think the first thing I want to touch on, I touched on Marchello's case, going to trial with him, and then I want to fill in some holes because if you tell, I did like a vague story. So I want to fill in some holes. I want to talk about actually the role that the public defender played in helping convict Marchello Jackson. So I that's what I want to focus on. And as I went to writing it out, let me see. How many things do I have written just about this public defender that was defending Marchello but worked against him? I have on my page 17 issues. 17 different issues, 17 different topics. These are going to be 17 different videos telling you exactly how this public defender worked against Marchello. And even though this is my story, who knows? What if you have a loved one now that's about to go through trial? You would like to hear the real before this person goes to trial. That way you can make good decisions, because I think we were naive when Marchello went to trial. We were naive and we didn't know. And because we didn't know, we paid big time. So if that's all my story does, is educate people about these legal trials, the system, cases, really, it ain't stopped. If y'all ain't stepping in, this ain't gonna stop. It's gonna continue. It's gonna be our grandchildren. It's gonna be our great grandchildren. It's gonna go on generation after generation. These wrongful convictions, this corrupted system, it's not gonna stop. If y'all don't join in, and it looks like y'all don't care, y'all ain't thinking about it, so it won't stop. It's gonna be here. So whenever the next person's going through this, hopefully they go to YouTube. What do I do when I'm going through trial? And boom, pop up my video. I'm going to give you the real. All right. Here's your girl Cadillac, and I'll be right back.